Hey, what's up guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. It is May the 3rd, 2022. Last night in the NBA, the 76ers lost to the Miami Heat. Most people already expected this because Joel Embiid is out. He was out for games 1 and 2 due to the right orbital fracture caused by Pascal Siakam in the Toronto series, and he has a mild concussion. So not many people thought the 76ers were going to win, and for games 1 they were correct. But the bottom line here is, I was watching First Take this morning, and Bickerstaff pretty much said something that I thought of last night when I was watching the game, that 76ers just need to play some small ball. I remember when they did that in the when Harden was in Houston, and I think Harden plays better with small ball, and you just have to adjust your game to that. So Doc Rivers really needs to consider that. There's no Joel Embiid out there. DeAndre Jordan doesn't really do much when it comes to being a factor on the court. And that's what the 76ers have to do moving forward. Check this clip out and tell me what you think. I do agree with Bickerstaff, small ball, but then again, I do agree with Tim Legler saying basically, that's cool, you want to play small ball, but their shooting is very inconsistent. Danny Green, Niang are not very consistent shooters. That poses a problem for the 76ers. I think that's the strategy moving forward. Tell me what you guys think about this clip, and leave a comment in the comment section.
It's one game, but things can turn fast. So, the sooner we can correct the things that we can control, the better off we'll be. Obviously, we're missing Joe, but it's out of our control, and we got to go out there and man up and be great. And I know we will do, because we've been resilient, so far.
All right, so look, the Sixers desperately need Embiid to return. His presence is the difference between their offense being the best in the league and being in the bottom 5. And these playoffs, with him off the floor and Harden on, their rating drops nearly 12 points to 107, which would rank in the bottom 5 of the league, sandwiched somewhere between the Trailblazers and the Pistons. So let's give the coach the first crack at it here, JB. As you watch right now what the Sixers are trying to do without Joel Embiid on the floor, from a coach's perspective, what does it look like to you?
Well, obviously it's difficult, right? Because now you're trying to figure out how you transition from Joel being the center point of your offense to now we have to figure out another way to get it done. Got to find more spacing, got to find ways to create more movement, to give guys more gaps to attack and then make plays for their teammates.
And Wendy, obviously the way to do that is by James Harden being James Harden. I guess the question, Wendy, is the James Harden that we have long known and loved, is that guy still in there someplace?
Yeah, the new normal is here, and we saw it in this game. When I talk to scouts, what they point is to a very basic stat. I know we have all these layers of stats, but we can just look at one thing. That's shot attempts. James Harden led the NBA in shot attempts in 2019 and 20, but let's just move off the Rocket years. Even when he was with the Nets this season, he averaged 17 shots a game. He's only averaged 13 since he's been with the Sixers. He had 13 in game 1. And look, the Heat were trapping him. They were up on him. But if James Harden can't even get himself open to shoot more than 13 times a game, he can't provide the type of offense that the Sixers badly need in this series without Embiid.
What is it, Tim? When you watch Harden now, what is it?
What I said to you yesterday, I said if we start the show and the headline is James Harden and not Tyrese Maxey, that's a bad sign for Philly. You see that topic bar, what does it say? James Harden. Yeah. Because we're focusing on what he can't do. He had 12 ISOs in that game that led to 4 points. Think about what he would have done with 12 ISOs in Houston 3-4 years ago. And look, this is not an indictment against the player. It happens to all of us. It happens to all players, especially guards with the kind of usage rate that he had in Houston. He just doesn't win those matchups anymore, where he obliterates the guy in front of him, gets into the paint, makes people react to that, made him special. He has a hard time getting by guys now. So they needed last night Maxey to be sensational. He was just okay. Harden wasn't very good offensively. And then the last component, no three-point shooting. shooting. Look at their role players. And look at the night that Niang had, that Danny Green. Those guys have to make open looks to give Harden at least a little more space so he can win some of those matchups.
Coach, you were coaching in Houston when James Harden was there, was at his absolute apex. When you watch him now, what do you see? What is it that James is now?
I think James is still the player we expect him to be. The question for him is now, how do you adjust to the 3 different rosters that he's played with over the past year and a half? His role was different in Brooklyn, trying to facilitate and make Kyrie and KD better players. He comes
What
in
is
here.
it here? What do they need him to do here?
Well, now they need him to be aggressive, and now they need him to be aggressive early, and I think that's what we've seen. Less half-court basketball, more advanced passes, early drag, so he can get the ball downhill early in the clock.
But when we're talking about the ISOs, I mean, Legler just brought up all these ISOs. I get that his role has changed, but at the end of the day, just to someone who just watches the game and never coached it or played it looks like he just can't get around people anymore the way he used to. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, you're seeing that, but what you're seeing is how teams are defending him. You look on the floor, and they're bringing multiple bodies to him. They're forcing him to either play against 2 guys or give it up. So his move has been that step-back 3, which he's been able to knock down with consistency. He's just struggling to make that shot now.
And I'm also finding, I believe, he's not getting the benefit of the doubt on the contact on some of these drives anymore. It's almost like when he was elite, leading the league in scoring, when he was that player, that level player, he got a lot of those. Guys riding his hip, a little bit of arm contact on the way to the rim.
I mean, you're talking about he's getting the call.
Yes, he's not getting those at the same rate that he did before. And so now a lot of those finishes look awkward. They look like he's just throwing something up there because I think he's anticipating getting that call. He's not getting it at the same rate. And his step back 3 is not going in at the same rate, which means you don't have to be up on your toes as much. That also would make him quicker. Guys aren't as worried about him beating them with that shot because he's just not going in at the same rate. So, and again, it's a guard in his 30s he's dribbled the ball 2 million times in the last 10 years in the league. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Wendy, I know you. As this game is going on, you're on the phone with half the league. What are those people saying as they're watching James Harden now?
They say you put DeAndre Jordan out there, a guy who the Heat have no issues with leaving alone altogether. And so the best screener that you have on the floor to set James Harden free with screens, it just invites a double team. So even if you take him out of ISO and you go to the classic pick and roll where he can, work out of, because there's no Embiid there to respect, they really have no issue in just double teaming him. They double teamed him 9 times last night. And if it was a closer game, they would have double teamed him even more.
76ers really need to consider a different strategy moving forward. Get Bam Adebayo out of there because if you play small ball, Bam's chances of controlling the paint are still good, but his defense is not going to be so great on the perimeter side, I'm guessing. But that is the strategy I think the 76ers should do. It's a tough task. It's not easier said than done because this is Miami Heat defense is the second best in the postseason next to the Boston Celtics. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. This is Jag from Jaggy Sports.